Alright, so E3 2013 has come and gone, but there's been some great games that we've seen over the past couple days. I decided to make a top 10 list of the games I'm most excited for going ahead in the future. These games are not in order from 1 to 10, but the ones that I'm most excited to see coming in the next couple of years. Let's get started. What was likely my most anticipated game going into E3 was Destiny, one that we had heard lots about but not actually seen any gameplay for. So it's very nice to know that at the E3 conference for Sony, we actually got their first look at it. And this game looks fantastic, mixing the ideas of what Halo used to be and then having this online mechanic that very much kind of reminisces to what I have had experiences with Borderlands. Destiny aims really to mix all these worlds together and create a brand new type of genre that we're really starting to see more and more of at this year's E3. The idea of this game being that it's an open world where you can interact with your friends and then have actual unique instances and adventures makes this game really stand out to me. Set for release in spring 2014, this has to be one of my most anticipated titles going into the year 2014. It'll be coming to both current and next-gen consoles along with PC. Watch Dogs takes the crown at E3 this year for being the best looking game that is coming out in 2013. In Watch Dogs, you'll be playing a third-person action stealth game where you'll be playing as the character Aiden Pierce. The Watch Dogs demos at this year's E3 have just shown off more and more so that this game has multiple opportunities and possibilities to the player and really giving you a playground to test your abilities as a hacker in the city of Chicago. Watch Dogs is set for release November 19th this year and coming to both current and next-gen consoles. For me personally, I'm super excited to pick this one up and try it out on my new PS4. Another game that really caught my interest was the exclusive game that was shown off at the Sony press conference, The Order 1886. This is a game that's being developed by Ready at Dawn, a studio that is not actually owned by Sony but is a second-party studio that has previously worked on 2 PSP God of War games. This is their first actual outing into making a AAA title. The pedigree is definitely there though for this third-person action shooter that's going to put a heavy emphasis on very special weapons. With this in mind and the fact as well that this game is being put into a very interesting timeline that we have yet to really see in video games has me very excited for it. And I'm also very interested to see what the gameplay is going to look like in the future, as the trailer shown off has been said to be actual in-game footage, meaning that the gameplay is going to be obviously different than that. The actual assets being used are very close to what the game is going to look like. The Order will be a PS4 exclusive with no release date as of yet. Like last year, Ubisoft had one more gem to show off at their press conference before they finished up, and that was Tom Clancy's The Division. This is a game that's being made by Massive Entertainment and looks to be probably the most next-gen title that we've seen at this year's E3. Set in a timeline where a massive infection has gone across Manhattan and really wiped out most of the population, you the player are tackled to force this threat as one of the members of the Division. In this game, you're going to be playing with multiple players if you choose to, or single player if you'd like. The idea of this game is you'll be able to actually pair up with multiple of 4 different members of your group, or also have another player playing on tablet on top of that too. You'll be fighting in both PvE and PvP situations where at one point you'll be fighting against the computer, going through your mission state, and then move on to another part where you'd actually be meeting up against another group of people that are similar to yourself and go into a fighting situation. The game is very based on the idea of playing in this massive multiplayer environment and is very ambitious in trying to create something new for next-gen consoles. As of right now, The Division is set for winter 2014 release on both PS4 and Xbox One. Microsoft started off their conference the best way they could by showing off Metal Gear Solid 5, a game I've been excited for, but there's been a lot of controversy around it in the past little while. But the demo did not disappoint. This game looks very, very beautiful. Kojima really looks to be pushing Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain in the right direction with the multiple ways this game looks to be innovating for next-gen consoles, with the things like dynamic lighting and dynamic weather also being a factor, and the idea of that you being in this open world, being able to tackle it the way you want, seems extremely appealing to me in a stealth combat type of style of game. Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain is going to be coming out to next-gen and current-gen consoles in the year 2014. Respawn Entertainment also showed off a new game called Titanfall, which is an FPS kind of playing on this more traversal type of gameplay, but very close and fast-paced combat similar to Call of Duty. The game relies on fast-paced traversal using jetpacks, double jumps, and also wall climbing to make the game a little bit more different than the average shooter that you're used to. Mechs are also of a high priority in this game as well, that are very fast-paced, they aren't slow or lumbering, and the ability to use these looks very unique for what we're looking at in this game. Titanfall looks to be a multiplayer title that will be mixing in single-player elements into each single game, which is very interesting because we've yet to see this, but one of those other things that E3 was very prominent with. It is yet to be seen how this will exactly work, but it's a very interesting case making this game one that is on my radar. It will be coming out in 2014 in the spring for Xbox 360, Xbox One, and PC. Kingdom Hearts 3 was another surprise title shown off at this year's E3, and this is a game that really comes back to my childhood as one of my favorite games that is a strong actual franchise that not everybody loves, but definitely has a lot of potential to be great, and going into the next generation, this could be a very fantastic title to see. If you're unfamiliar with the franchise, Kingdom Hearts is an action RPG that takes both Final Fantasy characters and mixes it with the world of Disney. It's very whimsical, and yes, you won't see maybe that seriousness that you're really used to of a Japanese RPG. Nonetheless, though, Kingdom Hearts 3 has been one of the most anticipated games from fans for such a long time, and actually seeing it have a little bit of a teaser now puts this game as one of the most anticipated games I'm looking forward to in the next coming years. As of yet, Kingdom Hearts has no release date, but will be coming to Xbox One and PS4. If you were or are a fan of South Park, take note of this new game coming out this fall called South Park: The Stick of Truth. A game being developed by Obsidian Entertainment, the creators of Fallout New Vegas. South Park: The Stick of Truth plays out like an RPG similar to Super Mario World RPG, but it's a game that's very reminiscent of the actual TV show and has Matt Stone and Trey Parker actually writing the game itself. Previews have shown that the game actually holds its wit from the TV show, and although it might not be a AAA title coming to us this fall, it could be a very fun time to be had, and I'm very excited to see how it turns out. It'll be coming to us this winter on current-gen consoles. As time continues, Infamous Second Son continues to climb on my radar as one of the most anticipated games coming out in 2014. This game by Sucker Punch is the third game in the Infamous series. Infamous 1 and 2 are fantastic titles, but Infamous Second Son looks to be moving it to the next level. Based 7 years after the good ending of Infamous 2, Second Son picks up in Seattle as he plays Dawson Rowe, a character that on the surface looks to have smoke abilities but actually can channel different conduits' powers. Infamous Second Son looks both beautiful and crisp in its actual combat design. This game is one that I'm very excited for and looks to be coming out in February 2014 for the PS4. Lastly, we have The Witcher 3, which is a game that's being developed by CD Projekt Red and is set for release in 2014. This game is very much on my radar for the simple fact that it's going to be so ambitious for an open world game. The Witcher 3 is said to be 30 times bigger than past Witcher titles, as you'll be playing as Geralt of Rivia, once again the final game of the trilogy. The denseness of the environments in this game, the ability to really travel where you want, has me so excited for The Witcher 3. It's one of those games that does scream next gen, and one that I can't wait to get my hands on in 2014. The Witcher 3 will be available on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So there you have it, guys. That is my top 10 list for this year's E3. Leave a comment in the comment section below telling me what was your favorite game that you saw at this year's E3. And also please leave a like on the video, as I spent lots of time editing this one up for you guys. I'll have more E3 content coming as we talk about the disappointing games of this year's E3. And maybe a little bit more stuff on top of that too. Until then, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you around in the future.